everybody, and welcome back to my studio. Today I'm going to show you how you can create this beautiful block using my iridescent paints from Earthsafe Finishes and one of my new stencils, Squares and Tries, from StencilGirl. This is set 1. So first I want to tell you that the Earthsafe Finishes show up stunning on black fabric. And with this, you're able to, like this is right here, a 9-inch block. So I can make a pillow out of it or continue creating it and making it into a quilt. But today I want to show you, I don't know if you've seen Earthsafe Finishes iridescent paints. They are so shimmery, and okay, so right there maybe you can see how beautiful they are, and all that shimmer comes through onto the fabric. So I'm going to open up a couple of these. That color was berry, and this one is lilac. See how pretty they are? Right here I have lagoon. So these come in 22 different colors. So, and right here I just have a piece of black 100% cotton fabric. And here is my Squares and Tries stencil from StencilGirl. You can see it's gotten lots of love already. And I want to show you, if you can tell, I have used stencil tack on the back of this. So stencil tack is a brand new product from Earthsafe Finishes, stencil tack, and it's going to be out in just a couple weeks. And all you do is, it is a liquid. So I took a paintbrush, and I'll do a video of this once this is released. But you just paint a thin coat on the back of your stencils, and then they're tacky and they stay wherever you place them. So you're even able to do things on walls and stuff. So right now I'm going to show you, I'm going to place my stencil down. And let me move some of this out of the way to show you how it sticks. So that sticks and stays in place. So I'm going to take and do this flower 3-inch square here. And I'm going to do it in the lilac. And I do these with paint daubers and stencil brushes. Today I'm going to use a dauber, and here's just a small piece of craft sheet. And I'm going to show you, I just put some of the iridescents on the dauber, and then I take and rub a lot of it off onto this craft sheet. And then I come over to the stencil and I just rub in a circular motion in the area that I'm going to be covering. It's quick and easy, and if you need more of the iridescence, it's right there on the craft sheet. You don't want to overload the paint and get too much on, so this is a nice way to use just a small amount and always have some more just right on hand if you need it. And same thing if you're using a stencil brush. You would put your stencil brush into the paint and brush most of it off. You could use a paper towel if you wanted also. But I'm just going in a nice circular motion, making sure I got all of the open areas. And then I'm going to peel this off. And see how beautiful that is? I can see right here I maybe want to add just a little bit more color, so it's easy to reposition your stencils also, because you can see right through them. So right there I'm going to give it just a little bit more color on that one flower. There you go. So when I'm going from square to square, I like to take a baby wipe, and I'm going to move this out of the way. I like to take a baby wipe and wipe away any of the excess paint that I might have right on the square I just did, so that it doesn't bleed onto the fabric. And the iridescent paints are beautiful on fabric, and they're when you're doing it with a stencil, they remain soft to the touch. So the cool thing about these stencils is these are 3-inch squares and these are 3-inch half triangles. And then the triangles over here are 1.5 inches. So they all go together. So when you're creating a block or creating something, they all fit nicely together. So I just completed a flower 3-inch square like that. So now I'm going to come over here and show you how easy it is to line these up, because you're able to see through the stencil and you can see the edge of where you just finished. So you're able to, I'm going to try to keep my head out of here, to line this up. You can turn it to see if you're right on. You can lift it up. But if you turn it ever so slightly, like, let me see if I can get this a little bit closer for you. If you turn it ever so slightly, you can see right there I'm crooked and I have that flower pattern there. So you want to turn it so that you have it just right. And you can also use painter's tape to tape that edge off so that you can see exactly where you're going to go if you can't get it to line up correctly. I also sometimes use freezer paper, and I'll show you that technique another time. So now I'm going to use the berry color, and again I take just a bit of paint and my craft sheet, and I wipe a lot of that off, and quite a bit of it soaks up into the sponge. And then I'm just going to come over here and go right over this striped half triangle that I'm putting next to the flower triangle. And these are quick and easy to do, and they go fast. So you can create these blocks pretty quickly. So I'm going to pull that up to see if I'm getting a good coverage, and I am. And you can see right there how nicely that lines up. It is easy to do this technique. And so I have these two square, this square and this triangle. So now I'm going to take another triangle. I'm going to take the circle triangle after I wipe the excess paint off of the striped triangle. And again, I'm going to line this up so you can look. I mean, you can see if you've come over too far or if you're right on. It's it might take a little practice for you to get it exactly right, but it is, pull it so that you can see the paint, and then you have to turn it ever so slightly. And that looks right. So right there, I'm going to kind of anchor my stencil down, and I'm going to use the Lagoon. See if you see that luscious color. So these iridescents, all of the colors work really well together, and they blend nicely. So you're just going after that beautiful iridescent on the black fabric to create something. This would also be perfect, like if you didn't want to do fabric, you could use the iridescence with black cardstock and white cardstock. But right now I'm just loving how it pops with the black. So I have that, and you don't want to put too much on here because you want to, because I'm using fabric, you want to still have a soft hand with the fabric. You don't want some paints. See how beautiful that is? How easy it is to get that detail. But some paints, when you use them with fabric, they get really hard, and that isn't the case when you're using the iridescents and stencils. So I'm going to stop there. I mean, you could watch me do the whole entire block, but instead I'm going to show you this one. And so here I have the 3-inch block and 2 of the half 3-inch triangles, and then another block, and the 2 half-inch or 3-inch triangles on either side here. And this is where I had the 1.5-inch triangles. So these ones. And I just took and put them together to create a square. So you got that cool square here, and the half triangles here, and 2 solid squares here. So that's how easy it is, and really this leaves it feeling great. I'm looking at this as more for art quilts and pillows. I did take and test this after it had completely dried, and I had let the paint cure for a week, and then I took and I wet this corner of this fabric. Here's another piece. I wet this down and wrung it out, and the paint stayed just fine. So I'm going to test it in the washing machine and see if it still stays fine. I had let it cured, like I said, for a week, and then I heat set it with an iron also. So I'm not sure if it would work for wearables, but for art quilts and stuff, it is just beautiful. So come back again next week. I'm going to make this into a pillow and show you how to do that. So have fun and be creative. Until next time.